I think it's very important that we tell people, and not just tell them in words, but in actions, that you can be released from incarceration and go on to be productive and conducive in society. I was strung out on drugs, and I was living a double life. I had a great job. I was a chef at a Great Wolf Lodge up in the Poconos, but I also was a terrible, terrible crack addict. And because I was able to function as an addict, holding down a job and getting high, I never thought that I was bad as the people who I was using drugs with. It's just basically a functioning addict who really thought that I had it all together. I really thought that because I had a car and because I had employment and, I had a home, a comfortable home, I thought that I wasn't as bad as the people who I was getting high with. And I believe in reality I was a lot sicker than them because I was living in a fallacy. It affected my marriage, it affected, even my state of mind. I would be at work and I would read newspaper clippings of some of the things that I had done, in that abusive state of smoking crack cocaine. And, when I wasn't high, I would actually sit back and say, wow, I can't believe I've done these things. These truly demoralizing acts of robbery and things like that to get high. I would have never in a million years thought that I would go to some lengths to get high. I don't believe in the once an addict, always an addict, once a convict, always a convict, because people change. People change. I'm just a firm believer that, I tell everybody that the greatest motivator for change is pain. That gut-wrenching, heart-wrenching pain. And that right there is what motivated me to say, I surrender, I'm through. Just that kind of pain. And I'm not talking about the physical pain, the true degradation of knowing that, man, I put myself in this situation, that true powerlessness, where I was put up against the wall, my back was against the wall, and I was, it just blew me away that I put myself in that situation. And that right there was what I needed to say, I'm through. Just that pain of letting myself down, and my family, my wife, the kids, they all went through it too, but when I knew that, I just know that I'm a better man than the lifestyle I was living. I'm an intelligent man, and I found myself in some of the most deplorable situations, some of the most demoralizing states, and I said to myself, Marlin, what are you doing here? That's like a two-part question. The first thing you said was, people don't believe how a drug could have you do certain things. Excuse me. First and foremost, I'm here to state that crack cocaine is probably the most strongest force that I've ever been up against besides my higher power. I found myself surrendering to things and doing things that I said I would never do. To let a young guy drive my vehicle who I knew didn't have license. Just things that I think about now, true insanity, and that's the power of drugs, period. I'm not just going to put, any particular drug out there, drug period, but my situation was that crack cocaine. And the second answer to your question, why should society give us another chance? Why not? I mean, we're human beings just like anybody else. Why not me? you know, because I don't make $100,000 a year, because I'm not a CEO of a Fortune 500 company. No, I'm just somebody who really needs another chance in society. I really need another shot so I can show that I can be acclimated back into the work field. I can be acclimated back into being a father, being a big brother, an uncle, you know, even a friend. I really think the penal system need to look at a lot of the lifers in prison who have been incarcerated for 15, 20, 25, some men 30 years, and say, man, these might be the men who can go out there and reach these young hardheads who don't want to listen to no one else. Said that individual has to be sick and tired of their lifestyle. They have to be sick and tired of the pain and just sick and tired of how they're living. And that's what happened to me. And as far as, you know, the stance that I'm taking and what am I doing, I'm just trying to be a voice. I'm trying to be heard. You know, I'm trying to be heard, and I'm backing it up with, for one, abstinence from all drugs and alcohol. I don't believe that, you know, I can just go out, hey, have a beer at the game. No, I want to refrain from all of it. You know, I'm backing it up with staying productive and conducive at my job. You know, people speak highly of me at my job. I've never called off. I've never missed a day. I'm trying to show them that, for one, I'm employable, and for two, I can be viable to help the company grow. Mm. You know, three, I'm trying to give back. Every Saturday since January, I have volunteered at New Bethany Church. Every Saturday morning, I'm there at 7 a.m., and I don't get off work Friday until 11:30. But every Saturday morning, I'm there, I'm volunteering, and I do this out of just knowing that for years I was a taker. For years I took from society.